Hello everyone, welcome to Clawback 22, the Rangers podcast, and you have it, Philippe Clement has been announced as the 19th permanent Rangers manager. I am Scott Carney and I'm here to bring reaction to the announcement that was made first thing on Sunday morning. So I'll read parts of what the club statement said. Rangers Football Club is today delighted to confirm the appointment of Philippe Clement as the club's new men's first team manager. Clement, 49, arrives at Ibrox with a wealth of experience as a player and coach, as well as a track record of winning league titles. Clement now arrives in Glasgow to begin a 3.5-year contract as the 19th manager of Rangers FC, subject to a work permit, which he will get. Speaking upon his appointment, Clement said, "I'm honoured to have been appointed as the new manager of Rangers Football Club, and I'd like to thank the board for giving me this opportunity. I am hugely excited by the chance to achieve success at one of Europe's most iconic clubs across 4 competitions, what remains of the rest of the season and beyond. I'm looking forward to meeting the players in the coming days and to meeting our supporters at Saturday's home match with Hibernian as we set out together to create a successful winning Rangers." Rangers chairman John Bennett commented, "I'd like to offer my warm congratulations to Philippe as he becomes our 19th manager. His appointment comes at the end of a carefully planned and comprehensive recruitment process. A team led by our CEO James Bisgrove, members of the board and former Rangers players and manager Graham Souness has spent the last 10 days interviewing several high-calibre candidates, with those individuals undergoing a rigorous interview and vetting process. We thank all candidates for their interest in the position. Philippe proved to be the outstanding candidate across all key criteria, reinforced by his track record of winning titles, and I wish him every success as he leads us forward. The new management team will meet the men's first team squad for the first time on Monday as a new era begins at Rangers." So yes, I mean it's a lengthy and a pretty, not bold, but the board are trying to make it quite clear. I think that they have done their homework here, and they're trying to make it clear to the fans that they have every confidence in the man that they have appointed. They put themselves out there in terms of Bennett and Bisgrove will be the fall guys should this all not go to plan. But I think on paper, and as I mentioned to you on Friday night when I was on, I had a feeling it would be Clement. And if I was having to pick between Muscat and Clement, it was always going to be him based on the track record that he does have. So yes, the new era begins. It really is as simple as that. There is a lot of work to be done, but I am all for all behind the manager, as everyone will need to be now. We're going to need to back him. Is he going to be able to make the big decisions? Is he going to be able to get a tune out of the players that he currently has? Time will tell that. Time will tell that. But I believe, based on the reports that I have heard about him, he's quite a stern guy. You think he's quite not simple, but he makes instructions to players as easy as possible for them to understand, and he gets his point across in the best possible way. So I'm delighted that the appointment's been made. Weird time to do it first thing this Sunday morning. I think everybody kind of got caught in the back foot by that. I just presumed it would be first thing tomorrow, but obviously the plan is for him to be meeting the squad tomorrow. So yeah, as I say, it's a new era for him. It's a new era for the club, and the board have whittled it down to being him. I think it speaks for itself, the fact that they have had Graham Souness involved in the recruitment process in terms of the interviews, in terms of speaking with the managers, with the candidates that were interested, and I think that can only be a good thing. He's not a guy to be taken lightly, Graham Souness, and I think he would have been pretty thorough with his questions. It's all well and good that managers can sit down and have a good interview. We all know people. We all know people we probably work with that have interviewed well and they're in a job that you are doing alongside them, and you wonder why they're there. I've had experience of that before in the past. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But it's all about, is he the right man? Is he the right man with the right ideas, with the right philosophy? He has to look at what has happened before, the previous managers that have come here and failed, that have came here and failed. He has to learn from that, and he has to be brave. There's absolutely zero doubt in it. He can't be pandering to anyone. It's very much a new era, and it's a new start for every single player at the club, as far as I'm concerned, because he has to wipe the slate clean. And I said every player, probably not every player, but you know what I mean by that. but it's a clean slate almost for everyone, and almost to try and restart and rebuild their Rangers careers. It'll be interesting to see the decisions and the philosophy he's going to try and put forward. But from reports, I seen a report from a kind of Belgian football expert. I forget his name, so sorry, not that he'll be watching this, but it was on Sky Sports, and he was speaking about what Clement is all about and what he does. He rose quite quickly to the top of to Belgian football as a manager, and I think he's a possession based manager in terms of his style of play, and he likes to get in behind. The interesting point will be is that you constantly play against a low block in Scotland, so it'll be interesting to see how he combats that and what he thinks the players that he has at his disposal can offer him in terms of the way that he likes to play football. I think there'll be a few players within the squad that he'll probably be quite excited to work with, and as I say, it's a real chance for some that have maybe fallen away to maybe bring themselves back to the forefront. I'm excited by this. I'm always excited when a new era happens because of probably the disappointment that came before it. Now, this season has not went well. We have not seen any sort of attractive football from this team, and it's more about the come on. I'm sure he'll be able to win the run of the mill games, but he's going to have to turn on the style a little bit. We're going to have to really be excited by what we are seeing. The fans are expectant, and of course we are, based on the way that this season has started. But he is quite right that we are still very much in full competitions. We okay. The people will always say, "Well, the gap in the league." The gap in the league is what it is, and I'm sure he's probably looking at it along the same lines of it is what it is. He can't affect that right now. But coming into it, he can make changes that hopefully leads us to not dropping games, and you'll never know not dropping points, and you'll never know what happens in the games to follow. You've got to be as optimistic as possible. See, I've told you that I always like to be my glass to be half full, and I've finally got my glass to be back to being half full. But I'm excited by it. I don't understand this. See, I've seen the qualms on social media already. People already writing the guy off. I don't understand why you would do that. Even Ryan on this podcast, he never wanted Beale. He was very clear that he didn't want Beale, but he would back him, and he's going to back him. The manager's going to need to be backed here by the fans. We can't continue down this road of every year we look for a new manager. We need a bit of stability in that role. We need a bit of stability in the dugout in terms of the team and the progression of the team going forward. So yeah, I am 100% behind him, and I can't really wait to Saturday now. It brings on a whole new look to the way Saturday's going to be now, and we get a chance to see what kind of change he can try and make in 5 days, even with the players before the match. So I'm not expecting for him to rip the rule book up and you see something completely different, because it will take time for the players to learn what he expects from them. But I'm all for it. And he's going to need to be real brave with his team selection. I'm looking forward to hearing who's back as well. Obviously, it's been quite quiet on that front in terms of the injuries that we've had out. So I'm looking forward to hearing if we've got any of our players coming back into the squad that will help him rejuvenate the squad. It will help him lift the fans as well. If we see a few names on the team sheet that we're looking forward to seeing, your likes of Danilo, your likes of Cantwell, they're the kind of players that would give the fans an absolute lift as well as this appointment. So yeah, I'm excited by it. I'm excited by it going forward. In terms of the football directing role, I expect that to happen. Obviously, I use no fine well. I've got zero insight into the side of the club. I speak to a few people, and I think the opinion amongst the most Rangers fans now is that they probably will go down the route of getting a sporting director or a footballing director, whatever term you want to call it, into place sooner rather than later. I would expect that to be in place before the next window. I think Clement is going to have a good idea of the players that he'll want to bring in. I think wouldn't be shocked if there's a few from Belgium. Why would there be? There must be players in that league that would be able to come here and do a job for us. There just has to be. So I would expect that he's got a pretty good understanding of what he believes he needs and what he thinks this squad needs. But yeah, we start a new era under a new manager, the 19th permanent Rangers manager, and I'm very much looking forward to it kicking off and getting started. But as you say, the choices are going to need to be made by Clement. But I think he's stern enough. I think he's definitely got the pedigree behind him. That this is the kind of correct kind of appointment, and all we have to hope is that the interview wasn't just a good interview, it was more of what he is actually going to bring. But I just mentioned at the start, I think it speaks for itself, the fact that Souness was involved. The guy understands Rangers more than the next, I would say. So I think he knows fine well what he's up against coming into this squad, coming in to be the new Rangers manager. He'll know exactly how Clement's feeling, and he's also quite a good guy for Clement to be. To have Souness on the other end of the phone if should ever need him, because I think we would all agree with that. We'd all agree that Souness was very much he just gets it. He just gets the club, and he's a hard taskmaster. That's for absolute sure. So yeah, as I say, and apologies again for it just being me today. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, with the way things have happened with the pod and the fact that it is pretty much Sunday morning. So we will be back. I'm hoping to have a few shows back during this week. We'll definitely be back in the club live on Friday, but I'm hoping to drop a few specials as well to kind of start the week, midweek, with a few guests. All things going to plan as we really discuss what we expect to happen next under the new manager. So yes, congratulations to Philippe Clement. Welcome to the famous Glasgow Rangers, and good luck from absolutely everybody at the pod. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I think we'll probably all have a wee bit of a skip in our step as we now have a permanent manager, and all focus will move to Saturday's game at Ibrox against Hibernian, which I am even more so looking forward to. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll hopefully speak to you kind of early in the week. If not, but again, I think I probably should be. But if not, we'll definitely be back with Club Live on Friday. So I have been Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, for the second time in a row. But yeah, and just quickly, thank you for the response to everybody for Friday night. It was a difficult thing to do, but it went pretty well. I think it went pretty well, but I don't intend to do it very much because it was pretty nerve-wracking and hard to keep control of everything. But no, I appreciate the kind words that I got after it, so I do appreciate it. So yes, we are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers, everybody.